With Smite 2 officially announced and Smite actually being out for another year, we are now in 2024. And I guess year 11 or whatever the new Smite update actually just went live earlier today. So it actually has been over an entire year since I actually did my last Smite video, kind of just talking about the game. We're going to see in this video if anything with the game has actually changed over the past year. If once you guys actually saw that last video, if you guys missed it, I'll leave a link at the end of the video. After that video went live, I actually uninstalled the game. So this is my first time actually playing Smite on Switch, on the Nintendo Switch, for over about a year now. So we're going to see if anything actually changed. My main thing is if the game actually got fixed. I highly doubt it because I know a few people that still play the game and they said there's a bunch of problems. So my main thing is, did they actually fix the game for the Nintendo Switch? I'm mainly going to be talking about Smite on the Nintendo Switch in this video as well. I don't have it on any other consoles, and I do not play Smite on PC, so keep that in mind with this video as well. So we're going to see how this goes. And then towards the end of the video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Smite 2 and kind of what to really expect and why it's overall kind of a bad thing for the game and kind of the downside that nobody's really talking about. So overall, let's hop right into this. Got this when you log into the game. First of all, it took like 5 minutes to log in. I don't know, there must be a delay. It's patch day. At least when we're recording this, it's patch day. It took me 3 hours to reinstall the game. It's around, I think, like 20-something gigabytes to reinstall the game. I actually ended up having to delete a few things that I never played that much to actually reinstall this, so hopefully it's worth. First of all, you can tell my profile picture in the corner is not actually loaded, so that's the thing number one that was always a problem. Even a year ago, that still seems to not have gotten fixed. So it takes forever for your profile to picture to actually work for your profile, and then, okay, there it loaded. Otherwise, you won't be able to do certain stuff. Got the store. I'm not really going to talk about the store that much. We got a new battle pass cross-generation. What they're starting to do now is they're starting to introduce skins that are going to be able to be carried between Smite 1 and Smite 2 if you decide to play that. Smite 2 is not going to be on the Nintendo Switch, or at least on the regular Nintendo Switch. Maybe between that time and now, when that does release, the Switch 2 will be out, and maybe they'll put it on there. But as of right now, the normal Switch, Smite 2 is not going to be on there, so that's something I'm going to talk about at the end of the video as well. It's probably a good thing, though. It's probably a good thing. Check the battle pass real quick. Got a cool, I think that's a King Arthur skin. Got a King Arthur skin in the battle pass. 600, so the battle pass, at least this one didn't go up. I think it's always been 600 gems, so that's good to see at least. And the entire battle pass is bugged. The entire battle pass is bugged. What is this? Okay. I think this was also a problem last time I actually played the game too, over a year ago. The Battle Pass was bugged on the Nintendo Switch over a year ago still, and it is still not fixed. It is still a problem. Why? Why is this even a thing? I mean, the Quest tab works. And yes, I actually did try to play one game. I tried to go on earlier and I tried to play one game, and I just tried to see if it actually worked. I went on and played a bot match, so that's what all that is from. I just wanted to see if the game would actually run decently. At least the bot games, and I saved everything else for a video, so that's why I have a little bit of progress on the quest there, but I don't know, we're going to see if we can hop into a match. Let's check some of these skins out, though. There's also the V Shoujo event. I don't really want to talk about the V Shoujo stuff, because why they're collaborating with cringe tubers and they're stooping that low is beyond me. But then again, it's Hi-Rez. They'll do anything for money, so I'm not really surprised. There's a lot of stuff they have added as well. Like, there's a few new gods they added to the game over the past year that I have no idea what to do. There's a bunch of other new skins and everything as well. So, let's try to actually play a game. I'm curious if I can actually load into a game. I'm going to try to play a Conquest game and see if it actually loads me in, and see how many times I actually crash or if they actually fix the game. So that's what I do. Alright, so I'm back into the game. For some reason, my profile picture is not loaded again, so I think the one thing you gotta try to do when you get logged in, at least on the Switch, you gotta wait till your profile loads, otherwise it'll bug out and the game might crash. So, we're gonna sit here and wait and see how long it takes for my profile picture to finally load, because I think that means the game is actually ready to be played, hopefully. I can't believe I already crashed. I didn't even get to play in a fucking match, and I already crashing. That is a really bad sign for what we're going to find out through the rest of this, so. Okay, can it actually load? Is my profile ever going to load, or do I have to just sit on the menu and try to stall the entire time? Usually, if your profile for like your picture thing doesn't load, if you click on play, a lot of the cues won't actually pop up. Like none of those will actually have timing, so you'll actually this here has time, but it's going to go to 0 and then it's not going to reset for whatever reason. So then you're going to have to go out and actually reset again and log back into the game again for it to actually work, which is something I'm probably going to have to do because it doesn't seem to be loading. So I'll see you guys when I actually log back in again after logging out and trying to log back in to see if it works, because it doesn't want to work for some reason, it seems. Alright, now I'm loaded back. It seems to have worked now, so we're going to have to try it. So if it does not load for you guys and your profile picture does not load, then the queues will just keep spinning over and over and you won't actually be able to get into a game. So you got to re-log out of the game and then re-log back in and maybe it'll work. So I know it depends. You might have to do that a few times as well. So they did not fix that either. That was a problem a year ago on the Switch version of the game, and it's still not fixed. So far, Hi-Rez, you guys get a gold star for really props to like fixing the game because you haven't fixed jack shit from what I've seen. And I haven't even been able to play it. We're probably like almost 10 minutes into this video, and I have not even been able to get into a goddamn match yet. That's really fucking awful. Holy shit. Let's see if I can actually queue for a game. I'm going to try to play Conquest. Do I expect it to even load me in? Probably not. We're going to see if it just infinitely crashes over and over again. I think the only thing I can maybe play is Arenas. So like I said, I did play one bot match of Arenas earlier to see if it actually would run decently, but that was a bot game. So see how it goes. If I can actually get into a match too. And usually if the queue goes really long, like past a minute, you usually end up getting fucked because you're going to end up getting a deserter penalty. Sometimes it doesn't work if the queue goes really long. We're going to see if it actually works. It's a really long queue, okay? I found a match. Usually if it goes past a minute or a minute and a half, you're better off just resetting the game because something's wrong. And it'll give you a deserter penalty and you're kind of fucked, so. See if it actually loads me in. I'm going to try to play a match. We're going to see how many times it crashes if it does. See if they fix that. Or if I can even load into the match. It put me on mid, so I'm going to try to play Anubis, because I don't know what else I can really play. It's either I play Anubis or like Discordia, I guess, or maybe Baron. I guess Soul wouldn't be too bad either. I think I'm going to try to play Anubis, though, kind of more of a straightforward hero for God to play. Especially after I've not playing for a year. You guys gotta bear with me. I did not download the game. I have had the game uninstalled for an entire year up until today. Up until this update went live earlier today. I kind of just deleted a few things that I wasn't playing. Just mainly to make this video for you guys. I'll probably be uninstalling the game depending on how it goes. You guys will know by the end of the video. If it's unplayable, I'm not gonna even bother. I'm putting my time into the game anymore, still. Probably going to be a point where I'm going to ask for a refund once Smite 2 drops, and then we'll talk about that as well towards the end. We got fucking Poseidon support on my team already. And solo Cupid, like, this is a troll lobby. This is a fucking troll lobby. There's no way I'm going to win this anyways, so. If there was a game where I want to actually dodge, and hopefully the game does not work, it's probably this match, because I have no tank on my team, so. The first match back, and this is the shit I'm getting paired with. Let's see if it even loads me into the match. I'm really curious. Really curious if it even loads me into the game. Moment of truth right here. This is the biggest test we've had in the entire year. Did they fix the Conquest problems where it just infinitely crashes nonstop on the Switch? Find out right now. It should not take longer than 45 seconds to load in. If it takes longer than 45 seconds, usually you're going to be fucked. There's also a new Conquest map, too. I think there's a new Conquest map today, which I haven't even played on, so that'll be fun. Learning a brand new map. Hey, there it is! There's the crash. There's the crash. Wow. What an absolute fucking piece of shit game. Hi-Rez, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. You should be absolutely fucking ashamed of yourself. You have the game on the Nintendo Switch still, and after an entire year, this is still a problem that we have. I have not played an entire year, and you still haven't fucking fixed this. Alright, I'm going to try to load the game back up. We're going to see how many times I can crash in the span of the next few minutes. I'll probably just throw how many times I crash. If I can load into the match throughout the next few minutes of this video, we'll see how it goes. Alright, that is 2 times now it's crashed. It also took me like 5 minutes to log into the game, so I don't know why it's taking forever, but I'll keep on throwing them into the video. We're going to see how many times I crash before my team either loses the game that I'm supposed to be loaded into, or they forfeit, or the enemy team just destroys us in however much time. So I'm just going to keep on throwing these into the video for you guys, and I'll throw a number in the corner. I'll say how many times it's crashed and what the count currently is. Alright, that's number 3. That's number 3. Alright, there's number 4. We're looking at close to around about 8 minutes now. 8 minutes of time that I have not been in the match so far. Let's keep on going, see how much more times I'm going to crash before the game is done, and let's see if we actually get a really hefty deserter penalty for the game not working like intended. There's number 5. How many more to go before we actually get into the game or they surrender? See how it goes. And there's number 6. There's number 7. At this point, I'm actually around about 21 minutes trying to actually get into this fucking Conquest match, and not once have I even been able to load into the game for a split second. I just keep crashing over and over. I'm gonna keep on going though. There's number 8. I think this is number 9. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I've been sitting here for around about 30 minutes now, and this is pretty much the entirety of a Conquest match, usually on around about 30 minutes, just trying to get into the fucking Conquest match. I'm just waiting for them to forfeit at this point, because even if I do somehow magically load into the game, there's no way I'm going to win anyways. So I'm actually going to start losing count pretty soon here. So if I start losing count, I apologize, but I think this is number 9. I'm going to keep on. Here's number 10. Number 11. Number 12. Number 13. I'm actually starting to lose track at this point. It's honestly fucking ridiculous. See how much longer this goes. I've been going for about 43 minutes at this point. So they should either surrender or the game should be done pretty soon here. Holy fuck. Number 14. Alright, the game has crashed on me when trying to load into this match for 15 times now. I'm not going to bother trying to keep on trying to rejoin the game. I've been going for 56 minutes now, and I'm pretty much at the point where I'm just going to give up. I'll continue the video when I happen to get back into the game, whenever that may be, but this Conquest match is going for probably going to be over an hour, which is crazy, but that's time that I've legit just been wasting trying to log into the game, which is really fucking sad. And just goes to show you how much of a fucking piece of shit this game is and Hi-Rez is, when a year later, the game on the Switch is still doing this fucking garbage. So I'll see you guys whenever I'm able to get back into the game, and we'll see how much of a deserter penalty I actually have. Alright, I'm finally able to get into the game, guys. I got a 2-minute deserter penalty, but I think the reason why it's only 2 minutes is because this is my first actual match back, apart from like a bot game I did earlier today. So that's why the deserter penalty is so low. But is it really that much of a deserter? Because I get 2 minutes, but I legit wasted almost an hour. And I think it was like an hour and 10 minutes trying to get in the game. I cut it off after like 15 times trying to log in and crashing. But it was closer to like over an hour, like hour 5 minutes or some shit before I was actually able to get back into the game. So who's the one that actually got the real deserter? Because I wasted over an hour of my time for you guys. So at the very least, I'm begging you guys, drop a like on the video, because holy fuck, this is going to take forever to edit. And man, did this take a lot of my time, and it was just so fucking boring recording a lot of this for you guys, just to kind of prove a point and see how the game actually is a year later. And it seems like it's, if anything, it's the same as last year and nothing changed at all. So really, really sad. Now we're back on the menu, and my profile is not loading again, so I'm gonna have to re-log out of the game and try to log back in again. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't. I'm gonna actually try to get some arenas gameplay. If there's some arenas gameplay in the background, at the very least, arenas actually works, because I'm gonna kind of talk about the game, and then we're going to go from there, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Smite 2 and kind of my plans for the game. I'm not going to be making any more videos on the game. I just wanted to make another video kind of updating after a year and see if anything changed. And obviously nothing's changed, at least for the Switch version. If you guys play on PC or console, like, take this with a grain of salt, because maybe it's actually playable for you guys, but at least for us Nintendo Switch players, at least that's what I'm playing on right now, the game is fucking unplayable. So let's talk a little bit about it. I actually want to give a shout out to Hi-Rez too. I actually just realized this. I might just throw this into the video at some point. I got 2 miraculous chests, which, if you guys don't know, these are like free chests that they give you for completing stuff. I haven't played anything in over a year, and I just re-downloaded the game, and I got 2 of them for no reason. So I don't know how I got these or how you're supposed to get them, but I haven't played a single game. I played 1 bot match, and that's all I played, and that's all I did. So I never actually played a legit match in over a year after reinstalling the game just for this video, and I got 2 of these chests. And these chests actually have a bunch of like tier 3 or tier 4 and tier 5 skins in them. A lot of these skins, like this Baron Samedi skin, and there's a few other ones in here that were actually like tier 4 and tier 5. This skin was like a couple $100. I feel bad for you guys that spent like a couple $100 on some of these tier 4 and tier 5 skins that were actually costing like over $100-something just for them to be put into a random chest and given away for free about a year or 2 later. It's really sad. But thanks, Hi-Rez, for the skins that I'll probably never use. If only you can give me a refund now, that would be really great. Alright, so on screen, if I can actually get some Smite gameplay, at least at the very least of some arenas gameplay, I'll throw it in the background for you guys right now. If not, I don't know what I have in the background of this video for you guys. Probably just some random gameplay of some other game. Maybe Apex or something, I don't know. But overall, did Smite actually change after like an entire year from 2020? I think it was 2023. I think it was January of something of 2023 is when I actually recorded my last Smite video. Up until now, about almost a year later on the date exactly. Did anything actually change? At least with the Switch version? No, it did not. At least playability-wise. At least content-wise, yeah, they added, I think, like 2 or 3 new gods. They added a new Conquest map with the year 11 update, which is what went live today, at least when we're recording this. There's been a bunch of like item changes and a bunch of god balance changes. I don't even care about any of that stuff because I have not been paying attention to any of the balance changes, any of the skins, anything like that at all for the past year. Because like I said, I installed the game a lot after I recorded my last video like a year ago, and I have not played the game up until today, so over a year at this point. So my main thing is the game actually playable on the Switch, and the game is not playable. I don't know. We'll see if I can get some arenas games. Maybe if the only thing you can actually play on the Switch is actually arenas. But I don't know why anybody would actually try to give their money to this game when at this point the game is so fucked up and so fucking broken that they never fix it. To where if you actually give them money, you can't even use your skins in the main game modes. Your Conquest is the main game mode and you can't even fucking play it. You just crash over and over. I crashed 15 plus times and over an hour worth of my time, and I could not even load into the game even once for a split second. That is how fucking awful this piece of shit game is. I don't know how Smite is still available on the Switch. I really do not know. And I'm actually thankful that they are not putting Smite 2 on the Switch, because Smite 2 would never run on the Switch when Smite 1 can barely run to begin with, and they don't even know how to fucking fix Smite 1 on the Switch currently. It's been like this for like 4 fucking years now. 4 fucking years. There's been multiple videos with a lot of the same stuff, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. At least for this year, like, I don't think it's gotten any worse, but nothing's changed, and I think that's the major problem. That's probably even worse than the game actually getting more and more unplayable, because I don't even know how much more unplayable can actually get at this point. I think the only thing you can maybe go on to do if you really want to play Smite on the Nintendo Switch is go on and play arenas, or just go on and play robots. If you're somebody on the Nintendo Switch, I would not give any money to Hi-Rez. Do not buy any of their skins. Boycott their game. And if anything, if you don't care about the game, take this like wholeheartedly. Fucking uninstall the game and play something else. I think Smite on the Nintendo Switch in 2024 is probably the worst free-to-play game in the entirety of the Nintendo Switch eShop and on the Nintendo Switch. There is so many other better free-to-play games. Apex Legends, Overwatch 2, Warframe, Rocket League. There's so many other free-to-play games that are just a million times better. Even Omega Strikers is better, and that's on the Switch, and that game, it's still online, but like even has no updates. I think Omega Strikers is actually even better than this because at least it's playable, the very least, and it's actually could be pretty fun. I don't know. This is somebody that also has over like 3,000 hours into this game. I am never going to get my time back from this game at all. That's one of the main things I'm kind of really mad about. I've spent so much money on this game over the past 5 years, since I think 2018 when they put this game onto the Switch. The first 2 or 3 years it was on the Switch, it was actually playable. You could play the game and you can play anything you wanted. It didn't have like many major game issues. But after that, I don't know what they changed, and they could just continue to keep breaking the game. I think the major thing was they kept adding new maps to the game, and there was a specific map that kind of just ruined the game for the Switch players, and it never got fixed. So I think that's the main problem. Because it worked on some of the older maps. Once they started updating the Conquest maps, really like overhauling them completely, that's when the game started really having problems on the Switch. I think that's what the real issue is. At the same time, I don't think the devs give a fuck about the Switch players, let alone actually know how to actually fix the game. That's the major problem. So, I don't know. Let's talk a little bit about Smite 2. Being that Smite 1 is probably the worst free-to-play game on the Nintendo Switch for 2024. What about Smite 2? Smite 2 is not going to be on the Switch. Those of you guys that have been following Smite 2 is actually going to be getting released sometime. There's going to be an open alpha or like open beta sometime towards the end of 2024 is what they said right now. And Smite 1 going into 2025 will still be supported, and it'll still get somewhat like new content updates, at least what they said, once Smite 2 does release in 2025. However, after 2025, Smite 1 will more than likely just have its servers online, and they will no longer be updating like Smite 1, so the current Smite that everybody's playing on right now when I'm recording this. So after Smite 2 is out, a year after that, depending on how it goes, Smite 1 will no longer be getting updated. So what does that mean for the Smite on Nintendo Switch? Hopefully it's gone. Hopefully they take it off the eShop and they take it off the Switch before that point, actually, because the game's unplayable. I don't know why it's still even available on the Switch. Same with Paladins. Paladins got taken off the Switch. Same with Rogue Company. Why can't they take Smite off the Switch? I don't know. they don't know how to fucking fix the game, let alone do they care. As for Smite 2, I think the major problem is, like, a lot of the skins, like, I have all these skins, especially on the Switch version. I do not actually, am not going to actually be able to play the Smite 2. So, like, it's on PC, Xbox, I think it's PlayStation, and I think it's on Steam Deck. It might be on Steam Deck, I'm not sure. I know it's on the consoles, and I know it's on PC. I'm not sure if it's on, I think it might be on Epic Games or whatever, but there's another one I'm forgetting. But when Smite 2 does release, like, if I do not want to have to play Smite 1, and I do not plan on playing Smite 2, like, what happens to all my content? I really don't know. Like, Smite 1's still going to be up. That's what's going to really be going on. They're still going to be updating Smite 1, at least with, like, decent content updates, at the very least, like, some balance changes and probably some other stuff. But, like, if somebody like me, like, that's not going to be playing Smite 1 and that's not going to be able to play Smite 2, like, what happens to all the hours that I put into the game and all the gems that I currently have and all the money I've spent on the game over the last 5-6 years? I have no idea. At least with me, like, especially for the Switch players, I don't know about everybody else, like all the other consoles, but at least for the Switch players, I think anybody that is on the Nintendo Switch, if they want a full refund, since the game will not be on the Nintendo Switch, at least for Smite 2 at this point, the current Nintendo Switch, we'll see if we get a Nintendo Switch 2 later this year, maybe that's still on the way, I don't know, but if they have no plans of putting Smite 2 on the Nintendo Switch 2, or even the Nintendo Switch, I don't even think they should put it on Nintendo Switch, because it's already unplayable, but mainly, like, if we have no options and we do not want to, like, link our account, or we do not want to play Smite 2, or we're unable to play, like, I think they should give everybody on Nintendo Switch a full refund from all the stuff they spent on the game, like all the money they spent for skins, battle passes, all that type of stuff on the game over the past however long they've had their account. I really do. I know there's going to be some people that disagree with that in the comments, but the majority of the people that are going to be saying stuff do not play the game on the Nintendo Switch. They play either on PC. If you're watching this, you probably play on PC or even like Xbox or PlayStation. You do not play on the Switch, so it really doesn't even, like, consider to you, pretty much, because Smite 2 is not going to be on Switch, so that's kind of the main problem. Smite 1 will be, but Smite 1 is unfucking playable, as I've proved throughout the entire video, even a year later, in 2024. It's still fucking garbage. It's pretty much borderline unplayable. Unless you want to try to play arenas, and even then, I don't even know if that's going to work when I'm recording this right now, so I'm not sure. I really don't know what they're going to do. If I were you guys, if you guys are Nintendo Switch players, just play any other game. Smite's garbage. It's awful. It's a fucking garbage game. This is one of the games that was really promising on release, and it was really good for about 2 or 3 years, and then it completely went downhill, and they just don't give a fuck about it anymore. But that's Hi-Rez. Hi-Rez are just a bunch of fucking scumbags. And then I'm sure there's going to be people in the comment section, because I'm sure, at least from what I've seen in the Smite Discord server and the official Smite Discord server, everybody backs the billion-trillion-dollar companies. Nobody's actually for the player base anymore. Everybody backs up the company. So they're all legit playing the enforcer for Hi-Rez. Nobody's actually for the players anymore. So it seems like everybody is against people that actually want betterment for the players and actually expect more out of the dev team, and actually million-trillion-dollar companies, or billion-dollar companies in the case of Hi-Rez. I don't know. And even a lot of the skins, the argument too is a lot of skins that aren't going to be ported over to Smite 2. It's really Hi-Rez's fault, because they could actually spend more money to hire a few extra devs to port all the new skins over to the new Unreal Engine 4 or 5 or whatever it is, but they're choosing not to hire any more new devs to actually help them port skins over. So that they're getting a lot of backlash for skins not being able to be carried over, or the majority of them not being carried over, when it's legit their fault and they deserve all the backlash, because they're too cheap to fucking hire new devs to actually help port skins over. I don't know. Even if they have to remake the skins from scratch, then they can just hire more people to actually do that. It's not like Hi-Rez is a small indie company of like 3 people. They are a billion-dollar fucking company that's been around for at least 10 years. Come on now. If you're somebody that's a Hi-Rez ball swinger, yeah, I'll be fucking banning you in the comment section, because especially the people on Discord, and like in the Smite Discord and the fucking official Discord servers, they are so brainwashed. I don't know, I might throw a couple screenshots in this video of some of the brainwashed comments I've seen in some of those servers, but They are fucking brainwashed. I don't know. Everybody's a Hi-Rez enforcer. I don't know. They're always on Hi-Rez's side. Unless you're on Hi-Rez's payroll, let me know. Unless you're being paid by Hi-Rez, because I sure am not. Even if Hi-Rez was paying me, I'd still talk shit about them because their games suck. Paladins is garbage. Rogue Company was good, and then it went downhill after like the first year, and then it turned into garbage. Smite has been garbage for about 4 or 5 years now, since like 2019, 2020. And even then, it was still on the decline at that point. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. Overall, I don't know how long this video is going to be. It's probably going to be like a fucking 1 hour video, but let me know in the comments down below if there's something I forgot to mention too, because I know I never went through like a lot of the new stuff for the year 11 update, or probably the stuff that got added over the last year. If there's some stuff I missed, let me know in the comments down below that I probably didn't even think about or even find because I can't even load into a fucking match. But let me know if there's some stuff I missed, and I'll try to check it out on my own time maybe before I uninstall the game again. But at least when you guys are seeing this video, I'm probably have the game uninstalled again. This will be the last Smite video I do. Probably until 2025 if the game is still on the Switch. We'll see if anything ever changed again. And we'll see how the video does. If the video does well, I'll probably do another one a year from now. So the last one did pretty good. I know I had a lot of angry Hi-Rez defenders on the last one, but the video ended up doing really well. So like, dislike, I don't care. Comment, whatever. Anything helps. Everything that you guys want to do helps the video. That's completely fine. So I'm completely fine with anybody having opinions and that type of thing. Just don't be fucking stupid or don't be rude in the comments down below. Or if you want to be a Hi-Rez defender, then that shit's gonna get out of here. But anybody that actually has like legit opinions or like legit reasons that it wants to say anything, let me know in the comments down below if I forgot to mention anything or did not really take anything into consideration if I'm kind of glossing over something. Apart from that, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys in another year, hopefully, see if the Smite is even still on Switch. If Smite is still on Switch in a year from now, so thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in a future video. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes.